preparedness.
Yeah, right.
He's just honestly, Mark, be a pro.
I'm trying.
On our amateur podcast. But I was thinking that, music is great and everything, and we've talked a lot about it, but I think we should become a business podcast.
Oh, yeah.
What?
I agree. I do agree.
Are you supposed to say what kind of business?
What kind of business?
None of your business.
Do,
do, do. Just did the thing. Welcome to episode, we don't know what, you're stuck here no matter what, because you can't rewind, you can't get off it. Don't try, just accept my word for it. And, for the next 40 or so minutes, we'll
just enjoy the
do
ride.
our best to entertain you. Mark says get closer to the mic, so I hope I'm not too close.
No, you're doing great. For you.
We are the Ascertainers. We are two guys from Minnesota. We like doing this. We hope you do too. We just published tonight. Here, this will kind of help. This will date is this bad if I date the episode? We published tonight episode number 45.
I don't think the listeners even pay attention to that, but
I don't care.
It's mostly for our pat ourselves on the back.
All we need are the clicks, baby. You don't even got to listen to it. Just turn it on and go for a jog or a swim or a nice bath.
Wow.
A bath. It's very specific. But, yeah. And don't worry. You don't have to worry about the content. We just, we're just here we make a lot of money at this.
We do. And we are here for you, the listener.
And our money. We make no money on this. We are sponsored, though, and we will, once we take Newts worldwide, we'll probably ask them to double our sponsorship, which would be, how many beers?
1 beer apiece.
Each. When you said that on the last episode, it reminded me so much of Bob and Doug McKenzie. It's like, what did we get for our sponsorship? It's like, we get 1 beer, and then you go, each. Not like 1 beer total, but 1 beer each. So we're not suckers. We can do this without an agent. We're fine. Look how far we've gotten. But yeah, so Newts, Apple Valley, Minnesota, phenomenal. Had some cheese curds tonight, really good. Saw some people having artichoke dip or something like that.
It was an artichoke dip.
Little toast points or whatever. It looked good. I shouldn't have gone over and had a bite when they were not looking. But thanks for distracting them. It got a little stuck in my teeth, but it was otherwise fine. Sarah, apparently Sarah is a listener. According to you, how do you know Sarah's a listener?
I just know things.
You do know things, and we are big fans of Newts, the Ascertainers sponsors. I interrupted our introduction to get into a Newts promotion, so let me try to not add another topic onto that. But Newts is Apple Valley's premier burger. I'll say it's a beer joint. But they have so much more than that. They have nice hot popcorn. Just great people there. We met a couple that just moved here from Virginia tonight. They were
great people,
Ken and Renee. And we were very lucky to have met them. And I think we'll probably see them there next Friday night if they're true to their word, unless they're Virginia liars. No, they wouldn't be. I mean, if they're not there, we'd understand there maybe something came up. But anyway, we would look forward to seeing them again. And then I saw a dad that, a hockey dad that my oldest played hockey with, and we were both trying to figure out who the F each other were. That was fun. So, yeah, Newts, go, do, Newt. To newt is a verb. I'm gonna call Webster's and say that Newt. What are you doing? Just get ready to go, Newt.
You have been trying to do that. You started it last episode that we
Newting. To be newting is like to be boating.
To be nuding is to be boating.
Is
that like a philosopher?
Are you guys previously nuded? Meaning, have you been here before? And then, of course, usually that's when
Or do they look down at their crotch and
That's
go,
what the-
yeah, I think so.
That's when the pepper spray hits. Or they reveal that they have like salamander dick. They're like, oh fuck, this guy's totally nuded. So anyway, go to Newts. But yeah, the Ascertainers are just a couple of fun-loving fellas from Minnesota. We're enjoying a very, very record-setting warm winter. But may I remind you, last year at this time,
Record
we
snowfall.
had 4 feet more of snow. Last winter sucked.
It did.
And this winter is like, in my lifetime, it's the warmest winter ever. But I don't think that next winter is going to be 100 degrees. Now, if next winter is 100 degrees, all the more reason to listen to us to make sure that I eat my words. I don't think it's going to happen.
And I feel bad for the establishments that rely on winter fun, snowmobiling, ice fishing.
How about the guy
other
that bought a new snowmobile this year?
Oh, I know it.
And it's like, I mean, there's at least the lakes are frozen now so people can ice fish and everything, but yikes.
I wouldn't go on them right now.
We talked about this before.
Right. They're just...
He died doing what he loved, cutting across the lake. No, it's, you gotta, use a little bit of common sense, but it's, yeah.
It's lacking in that damn younger generation.
These kids. If it wasn't for you, these damn kids. So anyway, we don't know when this is going to come out necessarily. I think it's going to be a couple weeks from tonight, but I don't have a whole lot of like errors and omissions. Or
By the
anything.
way, I'm Mark. I'm the other half of the Ascertainers, and my partner is Jim, who is talking about how this
Are you done?
came about. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm looking at my notes. Yeah, you're not in here. So anyway, I just learned tonight that Joey Browner lives in Eagan, Minnesota, if the internet's correct. And that means that he might hear the couple episodes ago. And I hope he
Joey,
doesn't
that was
mind.
all Jim, not me. When you come over to kick our ass,
Now
I'll
you'll
even
know.
hold them down.
Now you know who did the write-up. I referred to him as Mr. Browner. But we do know a guy, Andy G. I think you listen. We'll just put him in the write-up, and then it'll get to him. Otherwise, also Parris. I'm not sure what Parris's last initial is. I think I know H. Parris H. Sorry, of all the Parrises that I know, here's not Parris. Parris R. No, anyhow. Parris will turn him on to it. And by the way, we have to get out golfing with Parris this year because I'm very fond of that young man, and it'd be a fucking blast.
I do
And
have
golf is not too far away.
I do have a friend from the Air Force, Parris D, out there in New York. If you're listening,
Parris D.
yeah.
What's up?
He's a
Hey,
good
Parris
guy.
D. Mark shit talks you all the time.
I do not.
Is that the one you said that did the thing with the beep and the beep and the beep beep beep?
No, Parris was very nice that he left his Jaguar XKE at my
Oh,
house.
I thought it was like an actual cat. All right.
No. And he said, "Oh, I'm taking off." And I said, "Can I drive your car a couple times?" And he said, "Yeah, go ahead, take it out."
He's like, don't take it over 150.
But it was a 6-cylinder, which was a lot better than the 12, just because of the weight distribution. It was
I
lighter.
heard that. I was just hearing about that today.
Okay. But I digress.
What'd you do with your hands there?
I was doing
You-
the dog paddle and
You
swimming.
look like Cam from Modern Family with your hands there. It's like, all right, I see what's happening here.
I'm going.
I don't know shit about cars. I know more about sports than I know about cars, and I don't know about sports. So.
I know a lot about music. No, wait, I don't.
How do we get on Parris, by the way? Oh, Joey Browner.
Yes.
Here we go. This is bad. We probably should have a spotter, a mental spotter, to come and just go, oh no, don't go over there. Careful,
Yeah, but then they would
careful.
probably have like a red laser light, and we'd be following the dot around.
That's what I would do. It's like, oh, you're doing fine. And then I would get on the mic and go, this is the end of all time. Everybody run. Don't walk for the exits. So, yeah.
Where were we? He's pointing at me like he's got a thought. We were talking about Joey Browner.
Thank you. God. Then we got an Andy G. And yeah, I feel like Andy G is a very plugged in guy. And I hope you can clean that up. Jesus, Mitchie.
I know I should leave that. That's his goal.
Well, that's on you. That'd be like making fun of an old man. And by the way, I'm going to be in Mark's decade in about a month. Like a month. I won't be able to say Mark's that much older than me. But for now, I am in my 50s and Mark is in his 60s, and I like it that way.
And we'll have a month overlap of being the same age.
What month's your birthday? April?
May.
2 months then.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were already in March.
Should have calculated, you genius. Come on there. Texas Instruments, it's called. They want to be a sponsor. Now they're second guessing why they would do that. Anyway, Joey Browner, we got nothing but love for you. When we called you a beast, that was a technical term of what a ferocious defender in the NFL would be called. And yeah, it'd be fucking awesome if Joey Browner would come over and beat the shit out of you and then go, thank you, Jim, for the opportunity to be on your podcast. You might want to put some ice on that.
I was on Mr. Browner's side.
I got Mr. Browner first, but you do the editing, so this might turn poorly for me. Watch you edit in a bunch of words that don't make the same inflections. That it's like, oh, Mark says Joey Browner sucks. He's great.
Wow.
I think if he still lives in Egan, and he's Joey Browner. He probably has better things to do on Friday night. But if he ever wants to come on, we'd love to have you. And Joey, if you're listening, Mr. Browner, if you're listening, it's Mark. No, it's TheAscertainers@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you or your people.
Yeah, if anyone who knows Joey Mr. Browner, they could get this to him and say, hey, listen to this, or...
Yes, that's the goal. And then if he decides not to come on...
Like he's not an actual listener. Look at us, kind of
you
playing
don't know
it
that.
off. I think he is.
I think he should be. I think God, I hope he's got something better to do than listen to us. But just in case you don't there, Mr. B, the door's open. Let's just say it like that. But, this is bad. I'm having a bad night. We spent a little extra time at Newts tonight, and I was trying to think of what I was going to say about him being on the air.
I don't know.
That's not good. It'll come back to me because I think it was pertinent.
Pertinent.
It's tough. That's not just a shampoo. Was there a shampoo?
Or a drummer.
Was there? That apparently.
Cured.
Yeah.
Cured.
Who the? Seriously? It's like Peart. Who said that? The only guys that said that were the people at the end of "I Love You, Man." You saw that movie?
Yeah, I did.
When they get backstage with Rush and Rush chews him out because he's eating Neal Peart's sandwich. And Neal Peart's like, hey, you're eating my sandwich. And he corrects Neal Peart on how his last name is pronounced. That's gold. Oh, that's gold. I remember what it was. This is good. This is good for my recall. This is I want whatever doctors are working with me to realize this. So if Joey Browner decides that he doesn't like our podcast, then I recommend that after we come to that realization that he listens to Concrete Blonde, which is a band that has a song called Joey, and I think it's the name of the song. At the end of the song, it says, Joey, I'm not angry anymore. Because you know what? You voted with your feet there, Mr.
Wow.
Browner. And I'm not angry. I never was, so really it's an inaccurate statement to be made. But yeah. So anyway. So we haven't said what our topic is tonight. Maybe we should just it's been a hot debate among the ascertainers, and we like to run a pretty loose ship here. But one of the ascertainers, Mark, said that why do we have topics? Because we never get to them. So we either get to, I say this, tonight we're not going to introduce the radio game. You're just going to say your songs. And by the way, I'm gonna make mine up on the fly. My band's up on the fly because I did not prepare. Do you have radio game songs?
I do. I did show prep, so yes.
I did show prep too. I just didn't do radio game show prep. So why don't you do a little tap dancing here? I'll write down a couple, and then we'll jump right in.
Well, I'll do my legacy because we always pick two mainstream bands.
Well, no, here's the problem. I think that you need to talk about like what you had at Newts because you should talk about this. It's important.
Well, I guess
Newts has it's a burger bar that has non-burger eating.
I have no idea what you're getting at.
I don't have any bands. I need to write them down.
I know, but I wanted to put pressure on you by just throwing mine out real quick.
I'm going to throw some pressure on you.
And I'm going to go George Thorogood and the band.
I was going to do George Thorogood. It's going to be George Thorogood too. Son of a... But I was going to try to sneak him in as my as a sleeper.
I'll see. While you're still doing
I'm going to show you. Yeah, you want to give me your others?
I'm going to do my sleepers also.
Oh, no, I'll do my sleepers because I already wrote mine down and I want you fucking mine up.
Oh, goodness, you actually did some prep?
Golden Earring and Aldo Nova.
Oh, we mentioned Aldo Nova the other day, or other podcast.
Did someone guess it, though?
No, you said, I just want to win, but using Aldo Nova.
Tonight's Rod Stewart. Sorry, we'll do Rod.
I'll do Radiohead and Thunderclap Newman. You're not going to say you're going to do Thunderclap Newman also, are you?
No, but Thunderclap Newman, all I can say is that my life is... No, that's Blind Melon or whatever. The Thunderclap Newman song is an absolute one-hit wonder.
Yes.
That you will win every bar bet ever with. I'm going to do that. I'm just going to mail this one in. Rod Stewart, Pat Benatar, Golden Earring, and Aldo Nova. I got to turn the fucking thing on.
You know,
luckily we're saving time here.
With Rod Stewart, you should do the Faces and
I
Jeff
should.
Beck Band.
No, I shouldn't. I will get them because I said Rod Stewart. I didn't say...
No, because you've been making it a point of naming the other.
Journey. It's the one. It's the good one. It's the Just a Small Tall Girl.
Who's won of the podcast people? Who's won so far?
Oh, we know this. Everybody but me. Is that what you're going with?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you. Anyway.
I'm glad nobody won.
I do remember. That is I think, was it Evolution? Where you knew where you were when that was going on, if you were my age. And you're a little older than me, so maybe you don't remember. You don't remember. But that was, I want to say, 11th grade. Don't Stop Believin'. Which I think is actually Stone in Love. Is that not the name of that song?
No, that's a different song.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good record. It had a lot of... And Journey, a little bit like Van Halen, better to listen to than to look at.
Wow.
We thought we would kind of dabble into some live performances tonight, but I've seen a lot of... I never saw Journey live, but I've seen a lot of their like arena shows.
Right.
And it looked like a diorama of what a band. It looked like ants. People live Zoolander, whatever. What is this? A school for ants? Sorry, but Journey just looked. They didn't have the stage presence to. Like if Steve Perry stood sideways, all you saw was his nose and the bulge in his jeans, which was like, that had to be synthetic because come on, Steve Perry, if he had like giant hands and feet or something, but otherwise.
Sorry, Steve, I'm on your side.
Oh, it's Mr. Perry, and you're invited on anytime you want. Mark hates you. I love you. I just don't think you're that big. So, tomato. I'm gonna do it. That's my new catchphrase. I'm just gonna say the most offensive shit ever, and then go tomato. Anyhow, so yeah, we didn't win the radio game again. So I say, what was when the topic came up? All right.
Oh, here I'll have a backstory.
You want to arrow and omit?
Oh, we can, because I was going to bring up why I came up with the topic for
Also,
this evening.
Joey Browner didn't date him on. I think that was pretty clear on the last episode. But go, Mark, go.
Oh, we're talking about our topic.
Which one was that?
Tonight we were going to do a topic about live music.
But we're just going to wind up talking about pegging. Meatloaf. It's a Meatloaf thing. Let's do another episode. Any other episode. Don't. Oh, to our new listeners, Ken and Renee from Virginia.
Sorry.
We're just for lovers. Oh, well, they probably, they seem like sensible people. They've switched it off by now.
Hopefully.
But you have to go back to just about every other episode when we bring up Meatloaf. I will do anything for love, but I won't do that. Apparently that's about that thing, pegging. So.
But I was watching this documentary. It's only 16 minutes long.
In your spare time?
Yes.
As a retired guy? How do you fit it in, Mark? How do you do it?
Heavy Metal Parking Lot. Have you ever heard of it?
No, negative.
It's like 1986, and this guy was walking through before a Judas Priest concert and Dawkins. He was walking through the parking lot interviewing all these people.
You mean docking the van, or that's what he was doing? He was just docking his way through the crowd. Hey, don't pick up that frisbee. Docking.
If you want to look at just, hopefully I wasn't that big of an idiot.
Do you know what town it was in?
I don't.
Did they have accents like California or New York?
No. I think it was, I don't know.
Could have been here.
Midwest, Ohio, or Indiana or something.
But just like people getting cranked ready to go in the show?
Oh, it's just young kids getting drunk, and they're no coherent ideas or expressing themselves. It was like, yeah!
Yes!
They're the best! Why are they the best? They just are!
Who is it? Fuck you!
A lot of that in there. And then they walk up to this one guy. He's with this gal, and they go, "Oh, hi. How old are you?" He goes, 20. "And this is my girlfriend. She's 13. And I was like, what?
That's,
This is great. And he goes, "I'm going in the Air Force in 10 months. Wow. Either that or prison."
Don't tell me. And what's your relationship to her?
Yeah.
She's my stepsister or my cousin or some shit.
But anyways, I was watching that, and for some reason I got onto the Beatles 1969 Apple rooftop concert. Last time they ever played live together.
That wasn't even the 70s?
Nope, 1969. That was the last time they played together. And they had a version of "I Got a Feeling." Well, they got two versions. They did two
texts. That's one of your top Beatles songs that I didn't even know about, but that's the one I listened to was the rooftop one.
If you don't watch that concert and love that song, I mean, they were at their height of musical.
But there was tension on that rooftop.
George Harrison the most.
Did that add to it, you think, or detract?
I think George actually had decided that he was out. At that point.
It looked like a kind of a forced marriage. And if anyone knows what those look like, it's me. I've been in several of them.
He did smile during that song. They were all having fun, except for Ringo, because I think he was freezing his ass off up there, so he wasn't having fun.
Could be.
But I came up the topic of best live concerts, albums, whatever you want to bring up.
That's a tough one to argue. Mine are all albums, so that's not really very interesting. Do you want me to throw? I mean, and this. Well,
I interrupted you.
Research.
Did you want to do errors of omission, then jump into
that?
No,
I really had. I'm looking at my notes. I got that banger. Oh, there is. I saw a thing. It was like a fucking.
I'll show you a thing.
I think you might have heard that earlier when I told somebody else at Newts, Apple Valley, that it's a video like of a cop walking up to the side of a car that's been pulled over. And he says, "Ma'am," he goes, "what's your name?" And she goes, "Frida." And he goes, "What's your last name?" And she goes, "Go, ma'am."
I like
and
that. I did not hear that.
"You're free to go, ma'am?" She goes, "Oh, thanks." She pulls off. I thought that was very funny.
It's very funny.
It isn't.
Let's go on.
But it's not about being funny. We're pro law enforcement here, people. It was a comedy bit.
From there.
All right, let's talk about mosh pits.
Oh.
Just a mosh pit situation.
I do want to bring up was Kenny Rogers and Dottie West concert that I went to.
When?
It was 1980 in Colorado.
So you were still in Minnesota. Oh, you were out there already?
Played tuba in the band, marching band. Sousaphone.
That's right. You did say you were a virgin in high school.
And we were staying at Estes Park, and we went up to Cheyenne, Wyoming, where I lived later on. Go figure. And we went to the rodeo there, daddy of them all, Cheyenne Frontier Days. Our band director said, if you guys set up chairs for the concert in the middle of the arena, we can sit here for free. So we set up the chairs, and I got to watch Kenny Rogers and Dottie West do a concert.
I can picture Dottie West. I think she had red hair. No?
I can't picture her. I think she looks just like Dolly Parton.
Okay. I mean, Kenny Rogers he used to be, when he was in the first edition, the song, if you watch The Big Lebowski, I just stopped by to see what condition my condition was in. It's Kenny Rogers. Nobody knows that.
It does not sound like Kenny
and
Rogers.
I don't know if he wrote like The Gambler and Coward of the County and stuff like that, but Kenny Rogers is I guess you call him an entertainer. So
yes.
I don't know if he's a songwriter. I don't know, whatever. Although, just as a singer, that's actually hard to do, I think. And I was just thinking about the country guitarists that don't get anybody that was on Hee Haw wasn't on Hee Haw because they were just dumb hicks that were funny. They were good musicians who happened to be funny, and that's how they made a variety show out of it. But when you talk about underrated guitarists, which we weren't, actually we could, Glenn Campbell came out of the Wrecking Crew. He's known as, some people regard him as like the best guitarist. But then you had Buck Owens, you had Roy Clark. If you different styles, okay, I'll give him that. Like Roy Clark was more of a picker, and but anyway, these guys had talent coming out their ears without a lot of distortion, a lot of effects and pedals and all that kind of stuff. They could just play the guitar.
I think Steve Martin actually wrote for the Glenn Campbell show.
He did.
And he actually played a little banjo.
Plays a lot of banjo.
But I think he got his start with the banjo on that. I mean, he's a great banjo artist right now.
Banjist.
Is that what it is?
It's probably a banjoist.
Or banjolier. I don't know.
Bangelina Jolie. No, I read that recently. But yeah, Steve Martin has, he's like one of those overnight successes that worked his ass off to get to. He was like a magician and a banjo guy. And like when The Jerk came out, that could have very easily been a, buy it at the truck stop for $1 VHS. But he, I guess talent finds a way, and
yeah, he's put out
a pretty damn good movie.
Quite a few bluegrass albums.
Yeah, well, he's still. I follow him on Instagram. He'll just pop the camera on and play a little banjo riff, and that's the whole clip. We did.
Stalk him on Instagram.
We're friends. Kidding.
Which comes up with I was in the convenience store the other day.
Can you say the name of it?
I don't want to.
Is it one that I would recognize, or is it some? I was in the convenience store. It sounds like you were like a kid in high school buying a condom or something.
I was hoping you would say, "Oh, why were you in the convenience store?"
Oh,
because it's convenient. It was like you're beginning your.
This is why we don't do prep.
I heard the song on the background. It's like elevator music in there. Fool if you don't think it's over.
Fool if you think it's over.
Fool if you think it's over. You're correct.
Tell me why.
Chris Ria.
Who was also in another band.
I'm not a big lyrics guy.
Who shall remain nameless to protect their identity. I forget. I thought he was in another band.
But I thought I was just hearing him say that.
Is that one of those songs where you remember where you were and it was a convenience store this week?
It was, but it was so creepy listening to that.
That's a great song, actually. I'm doing it in my head.
I'm sure it is. I'm
phrasing. I am playing that song in my head. I've been doing it in my head the whole time. I could use a break. But yeah, that's a...
But even if a female or male is singing that to you, you're a little worried. Fool, if you think it's over, because it's not. It just struck me wrong. Like, I'm not going to let you...
If I'm not mistaken, it goes, fool, if you think it's over, kind of the first time he says it is, don't worry about it. And the second time you hear he says it, it's more like a little more urgent. And the third time he says it is,
I'm going to hit you.
Fucked.
Yeah.
The third time he says is, sir, what pump?
No, but it just kind of freaked me out. I didn't like it.
Wow. Well, then tell me what story is off air and I won't go to it. What if it's on like on a loop?
No, I just thought
all
that
they play. It's like, oh yeah, that's the one with "Fool If You Think It's Over." Yeah, and they also. Was that a big hit?
No.
And people know it.
1978. I thought it was earlier than that, but I guess it was.
78 was a better year than 77. I can't believe we did 77 for.
Well, we didn't want to.
For 7 minutes across 2 episodes. I mean, that's bullshit.
Okay, we're going to be very good because there's probably about 11 minutes left.
Oh, we should start talking about the topic. I have only live albums, so let's start trading live performances.
Well, I started off with the Beatles on the rooftop.
Yes,
so
which
that's
is
one.
That's kind of you kind of put the bar high. Most of mine are from my formative years. Actually, let me go ahead and rephrase that. Every single stinking one of these. But my all-time favorite live album is, no surprise, Rush, All the World's a Stage.
That doesn't surprise me.
And why I loved live albums, I'll just go on this, and this will apply to most of them, is that you could then open the album cover. It had the 2 parts to it, right?
Right.
And they usually had a lot of pictures. So you could see like the cool, what they wanted you to see of the band pictures. And you would just sit there like a fucking dumbass and crank it up on your probably horseshit speakers because you're a kid and just go, like, get lost. I still think, and I think we talked about this in our first ever episode, or one of our first 3 episodes, that I'd rather be a kid in the 70s or whatever, preteen in the 70s than today. Because I had the ability to just imagine a lot of shit. Like right now, it's like, oh, you like Rush, whatever. You like Taylor Swift? Oh, here's a video of her last night in Wichita. And it's like, well, there's no romance. There's no whatever. What am I missing? I'm not articulating this well, as per usual. But it's just... I am glad that I was robbed of the ability to see it in my mind the way I wanted to see it in my mind. How about that?
Yeah, I would agree with that. And you could look at the album cover when you opened it up. That was their social media. And then you imagine every other concert that they're at looks something similar to that.
Yeah. No, it's weird. I can never figure out how to put that into better words. Stay tuned.
I understand what you're saying, but maybe because I'm of the same era.
And if you relate, maybe you can help me by just emailing us some feedback at TheAscertainers@gmail.com.
Man, that's a wonderful idea, Jim.
Oh.
Where'd you come up with that?
Thanks, Mark. Who are you? Who are you, and where's your spaceship? You just gave me a compliment. What the fuck?
I'm going to hit you with all the best live that I think. Woodstock. Can you really top that as a live performance?
That actually could be a whole episode, because honestly, in today's make sure you have a water. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, seriously, today's, it would fill a goddamn stadium just with the empty water bottles and yeah, we've gotten.
Yeah, these people were
You know what else
collecting
you didn't see?
water in a
Now
rain tarp.
I'm an overweight person, although I have lost 20 plus pounds since the January
Excellent.
1st, because I'm trying to get like fit for my oldest kid's wedding.
And the Joey Browner beatdown that you're having.
Yeah, I want to make sure that he views me as less of a threat, and I'm harder to pick up. Really, my real strategy is just start eating a lot of bacon and dumplings, so that when he goes to pick me up, I just kind of plant, and then he hurts his back, and then I do whatever I do. Yeah, it's classified. But you didn't see any fat people, other than the guy from Canned Heat at Woodstock. Everybody was like waif, real thin.
Because they couldn't afford food.
Also, there was no, like, whatever, the corn syrup or whatever back then. I think
Oh, that's true.
a lot of the shit that has happened to our society is, I don't know if it's by design. That's a pretty sinister way of looking at things. But it's like, you look at, like, pictures of people, like, old-timey people, immigrants and stuff. Oh, they were all fucking wearing suits and hats and walking everywhere and stuff. And now it's like, oh, yeah, well...
I do get make fun of when I come over in a tie on the holidays.
You weren't wearing a hat. I'm not making fun of you, but it's me. You don't have to wear. I mean, look at you. Are you wearing a tie now?
No, it's the holidays.
You know what it is today.
Your next one. I don't want you to beat me up too bad. So
no. What did you have?
Nothing. You were gonna do a comeback.
I'm gonna go at the same time. I was listening to Rush All the World's a Stage. I was listening to Kiss Alive.
That must have sounded awful.
What?
Having them both going at the same time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it really was. It's very crowded in the room with all the hi-fi components and stuff. But I had a buddy that lived down the road named Dave M, who I am.
Hi, Dave.
I think I'm Facebook friends with him, but I haven't heard from him forever. So either he dropped off or the algorithm doesn't favor us. But yeah, he was a cool kid. He's actually though the kid that got into a fight with my buddy Ange, and they were both like friends of mine. But it was the fight of the century for 6th grade. I guess that would be fight of the year. And but first punch that Ange threw bloodied the nose of Dave M, my Rush loving, Kiss the band loving buddy. So anyway, but yeah, he had older brothers, I had older brothers, and I'd go over to his house and we would listen to Kiss Alive. You're talking about the pictures and stuff. You got the pictures that Gene Simmons kind of puking blood or whatever the hell that was. You had no idea what it was. All you saw was the aftermath. So
right.
Everything was a still picture. Keep in mind, the still picture made David Lee Roth look cool. I don't want to discount that fact.
Wow, David Lee. I'm sorry. This is another one where it could get beat up by so many people. The one I'll go with is The Last Waltz.
I finally watched it, and I felt like you were trying to talk me out of it. There was dissension, but it wasn't like you kind of had to look for it, right? I thought you kind of sold it like nobody wanted to really be there.
Oh, I don't think I did, but maybe
I'd heard that from someone. Sorry.
If I had said that, yeah, I was wrong. The only thing I would mention, if Rush was popular then, they would have been on stage with them for a song. Canadian acts in there.
Neal, Joni, who else?
Neal, Joni, isn't...
I guessed it, Joni Mitchell from Canada?
Yeah.
Score.
Isn't...
Triumph?
They weren't there. But I thought Neil Diamond was Canadian.
I think he's like Welsh. Honestly. What's that?
But maybe he immigrated to Canada first, and then...
That's a great question that we don't have a lot of time to look this up, but I sure as fuck will. I'm going to tell you right now.
That was a great concert.
I think I might have the most underrated band, because we always say April Wine is or whatever. Cheap Trick.
I would agree with that.
Live at Budokan is an absolute gem. And then you listen to pretty much every other Cheap Trick song, and they're not all like, go crazy. But they're all very good songs. Out of Rockford, Illinois, who knew? Neil Diamond was born in New York, New York.
Oh, well, there you go. I thought.
I don't know what country that's in, but I know the city and the state.
So was that your Cheap Trick? Was your next one?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I got a few more, but those are like.
Well, we were going back and
I
forth.
had Rush, Kiss, and Cheap Trick. So what do you got?
I was going to do Live Aid. 1985 is one of the great concerts.
The day that Live Aid came out, Chris, my roommate upstairs, my first wife, Chris, that's my new thing. When I call her my first wife, I just want to make sure that she knows that, try to keep her in line a little bit. It's my only wife, but it doesn't work. That day, we were dating, and she came to visit me from the cities. It was summertime. She came from Bloomington. We were going to school in Mankato, Minnesota, for those of you who are out of state, which there are a lot of you. Welcome. She was in the cities, in the Minneapolis suburbs. I'm in Rochester. She came to Rochester, and we thought it was a big deal because we went to 7 different bars during that day, which is like, in today's day and age, that's not that many, but back then that was kind of epic. And I'm trying to figure out who that was.
Who were you calling? Someone from the heavy metal parking lot?
Ghostbusters. Anyway, I remember Live Aid live, well, as it was happening, because I think that's probably.
Did it play at every bar you went to?
It was on everywhere. Yeah, it was, and that was the cool part, because we would go and it's like, okay, who's playing now, and I think that was probably a very important foundational day, and why I wound up for the rest of my life with that. They're human.
If you watch Bohemian Rhapsody, they covered that pretty extensively. That was the big thing with Queen, not making a comeback, but being relevant again, because they were kind of falling apart.
Yeah.
But they stole the show at Live Aid.
Which I thought in the movie Bohemian, what was the name of was it called Bohemian Rhapsody?
It was.
I liked the movie. I didn't love how they did the Live Aid part looked kind of like certain angles it looked like, what are you guys in a fucking hockey rink? It just didn't, the stage looked a little weird, but I know it was a huge professionally done production and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know. Early Queen though, I mean, just Queen in general. And Queen has a movie, I think it's called, I feel like it's called Killer Queen is the name of the concert album.
Oh, I think
it's not on my list, but I'm just telling you right now that back then, 70s, 80s, there were so many, like, 2-album live, a double album of a live performance, and I don't know that you see that anymore.
Was Come Alive, Peter Frampton? Was that double?
Frampton Comes Alive was absolutely. I think there were 2 of them even. That's on my list. Also,
wait, he came alive again.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
No, he rose from the dead again?
He's like, oh, no, that was Jesus. Oh, boy. Here we go. I'm in trouble. No, but I thought there was a sequel to, I thought he did another live album that was a double set.
He did, but I think you're thinking of the one he did in the 80s.
What's that called?
It was like a follow-up to Comes Alive.
Yeah. Like it played on the title and everything.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
But it wasn't right after the first one.
No. Okay.
I guess you don't have enough songs to actually do another one that quick.
This one is too thick to go in the rack. We have to split them up. Ted Nugent, Double Live Gonzo, also one of my absolute favorite. And it's like, oh, Ted Nugent, he's a knucklehead. Yes, he is.
Yes.
But that album has some terrific songs and just great performances and great, like, non-studio where, embellishments off of the studio stuff. And to me, that's super important, that it's not like, I don't want to go to a concert and hear exactly what I hear on the record. I want to hear a little personality. I want to hear a little...
And we could go into that.
I want to hear you shout the name of my city and get it wrong in the middle of, hey, Boston. It's like, oh, fuck. Sorry, Ann Arbor.
We could cover bands that want to keep it exactly like it is on the album also. This live...
However, technically Rush did that. I mean, Rush was very to it, but I
we
make
could
an exception for them.
come up with a lot of those bands. we could cover a lot with this live, but we're running out of time. So we're going to save all our other information that we have to give you and wrap this one up.
So we'll take your information and we'll let you know. That's what I'm telling you.
Oh, okay.
Right now.
I don't know what that means.
It's a strong maybe from here.
That you'll ever do a podcast again?
That's a no from Randy Jackson to my left, but I'm going to give you a maybe.
Oh, I thought you're going on to Hollywood, Mark.
Sorry for spitting my gum at you. I'm going to need that back, too.
It's right in my eye.
No, just here. Put it in my hand. Do not give that to the detectives, okay? I kind of need that back. But, yeah, thanks for joining. Ken and Renee, welcome to Minnesota. Rick and Julie, I'm losing weight. I don't look quite as much like Cam. And Pat K, still love you. You're still kind of probably our number one fan, would you say?
Yeah.
Although Charlie K is, maybe we should get those two on at the same time. That might be the play.
And make them fight it out for who's the...
Could be the move. They are two of the most mellow dudes I know, so that
would be
fun.
Perfect for about the
It'd
fight.
It'd be like a race of, I don't want to say turtles, but they would not be trying to win. They would try to undo each other, not outdo each other.
All right, well, thank you for listening tonight. We're going to wrap this one up.
I don't know what the... Thanks.
Bye.